It's time to talk about the elephant in the room, which is the symbiote suit transformation in Marvel Spider-Man 2. So I'm going to be explaining exactly how this works from what we know and all the information that was given to us, and then we're just going to kind of theorize a little bit as well towards the end of the video and things like that. So, let's get straight into this. So we've already had this expectation ever since Spider-Man Web of Shadows has released. I mean, that game has one of the coolest, abilities in the game. You can just switch back and forth between the regular suit and the symbiote suit, and as soon as you switch into the symbiote suit, you get exclusive abilities that you can, level up through a skill tree, which was amazing. Like, that game was pretty damn good, like, to be honest. In terms of gameplay, it was really solid and did a really good job of making it feel powerful. Now, Spider-Man 3 as well, the PlayStation 2 version and the PSP version had the ability to also switch back and forth in the gameplay between the symbiote suit and the regular suit. And one of my favorite things in that specific game was the fact that the longer you had the suit on during the story mode, like the closer you got to removing it in the actual story, the harder it was to actually remove it. You had like a quick time event where you had to spam the buttons to remove it. Now, it is no secret from what we've seen so far of all the creators that have gone and played the game for a couple of hours and all the gameplay that has surfaced, we have this new ability called Symbiote Surge. However, many creators have talked about that there is no sort of actual transformation in and out of gameplay in the sense of you just being able to freely switch back and forth when you want. The symbiote suit has been confirmed to pretty much just be an alternate suit, which, you can look at it in two ways. In one way, you can be excited for, alternate variations of that suit, and then the second way, you could be disappointed because you're not transforming back and forth. But to me, it's not really a deal breaker, because it seems like the abilities that you get with that suit are just insane to begin with, and it being an alternate costume lets you literally slap on the Spider-Man 3 like symbiote suit in its place in a different playthrough, because I assume for the first playthrough you'll just have that symbiote suit on, but then when you do New Game Plus you'll be able to use any sort of suit under that, which would be really cool. However, the symbiote surge ability comes into play with this and kind of fixes things up a little bit. Now, let me elaborate a bit further with how this works. So from the multiple creators that have talked about this, we didn't get any footage because we kind of had like pre-existing footage for everyone to use from Insomniac Games. However, you have skills, right? Like, you have all these skills they can just map to 4 different buttons. You have the symbiote ones, and then you have the regular ones that Pete has, and it's pretty much been revealed that you can use those symbiote abilities with any suit equipped, which is pretty interesting in the sense of how that would actually look, because if you use the regular advanced suit and then you use symbiote abilities, you probably just look like there's just this like symbiote goo coming out of certain parts of Spider-Man that he uses to just attack, which could be interesting, and it would probably look really good in cutscenes too, like just having all this symbiote like on him when he's dealing with sound-based attacks. However, at the same time, the way, the symbiote surge ability comes in is Caboose said that when he used the regular, like, suit, I think the advanced suit or whatnot, and they used the symbiote surge ability, that pretty much overtook, like, it just enveloped the advanced suit, and then it gave us that, like, really menacing symbiote surge version of that suit, where you just start one-shotting things, similar to like the God of War Spartan Rage, which is quite an interesting thing to see, and I guess that in a way is a transformation. However, there is no like, free roam transformations unless you probably use like Symbiote Surge in terms of just outside of combat, which wouldn't really last that long anyway. But yeah, so the symbiote suit seems to be a very interesting thing. Now, you could totally probably have a New Game Plus ability where, you were able to switch back and forth, or if you 100% the game, you unlock the symbiote suit and then you can transform back and forth. I'm sure it might be like decently easily implemented to do a transformation, like thing back and forth, like you just press like a button or 2 buttons or whatever, and it could work like that. But I'm not here to doubt Insomniac. I'm personally like okay with it not being, available all the time to just switch back and forth. I'm more interested in the story, and we've already got like all those cool abilities tied to like the gadget wheel and think, well, not gadget wheel, but like, the certain face buttons, right? Which sounds quite interesting and quite fun, pretty balanced. You can parry. It just seems like it'll be really fun to use all of those abilities. One of the things I really do want to see from Miles, though, is like an alternate suit for him that will show what he would look like if he was bonded to the same symbiote suit Peter is. I think that'd be quite cool. But yeah, we'll see how it goes, man. I'm really excited to see just how it all is incorporated and seeing how the symbiote just like gives you that power, right? Because in the demo with everyone playing, you've already had that suit. Like, people said you literally start off in the Kraven cutscene in the bell tower, so that's like really crazy, to be honest. And just being able to slam all the enemies into the ground, symbiote striking enemies, it just seems really crazy, especially with the symbiote surge ability. You just fast-paced grab and slam attacks, and you just destroy everybody, right? So it just seems really damn interesting to see what they come up with here. However, I do want to know your guys' thoughts in the sense of, are you disappointed that we might seemingly not be able to switch back and forth between the symbiote suit and the advanced suit on command? Or are you just more interested to see how the story goes, the alternate symbiote suits, and the abilities that come with it? Because there is an elaborate skill tree for both Spider-Man that really goes into a ton of different details and customization aspects of just everything being so much more upgraded and so much more leveled up. I assume there could be like a DLCs or add-ons or whatever that are free that will add more content to the game, because Insomniac has been really good with their sort of free content like drops, especially with free suits that they have given us before. As you know, like Spider-Man, PS4 and PS5 have been getting suits like every few months, and it's been pretty nice and pretty stable. However, obviously they had to stop like updating the PS4 version because it couldn't handle it. It was on last gen, which is quite unfortunate, and it did hold back remastered as well, and Miles Morales, because as you saw from the PS5 version, like of Marvel Spider-Man 2, I mean, the gameplay is next level. It really utilizes every single aspect of the hardware. It's pretty damn insane to see just how fast everything is. I'm really excited to see for sure if they're able to incorporate any sort of like transformations or anything like that, because from what we've seen, they could be saving things, right? Like, they've revealed a lot to us, but there doesn't need to be any way for them to show us like a free change mechanic, because for the story purposes, like, he's just wearing the symbiote suit during the story, right? Like, there's no reason for him to switch back and forth. That could easily be a New Game Plus thing, or like post game when you 100% you unlock the ability to switch back and forth. Like, it would give us an incentive to also 100% the game, because I know a lot of people really enjoy that. I mean, since Spider-Man PS4 released, I've seen so many people on Twitter and other places just tweet out that they've had like 5 different save files 100%ed. So I know people are crazy for that, so it'd be a really cool thing to just have that sort of as a completion reward, and I wanted to know if you guys like the idea of that. But I think I'm going to end the video here. We've discussed everything. We've talked about the symbiote surge ability, how everything works. So if you could kindly drop a like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video. And obviously I'm going to do Marvel Spider-Man 2 content on the channel. I've been doing that. So yeah, thank you so much. You guys are the best. I love you all. Take care of yourselves. Peace.